that makes clear if somebody really loves the Prophet ﷺ or it is something else. Of course, there are many other things that prove our love for him, and we'll mention it, but one of the greatest ones is obedience. And this is why, when you see the Sahaba, you don't have a doubt that these people truly love the Prophet ﷺ. They used to follow him in everything. And this was their true love. And their love, by the way, also was comprehensive. Okay? Some people's love nowadays, it's only in a certain aspect. Maybe they tell you, I send prayers about the Prophet ﷺ 5,000 times a day. Allahumma salli ala Sayyidina Muhammad, Allahumma salli ala Sayyidina Muhammad, and so on. And maybe their focus is only that and nothing else. And vice versa. Maybe someone is trying to follow the Prophet ﷺ in every way, but you find he doesn't send a lot of prayers about Prophet Muhammad ﷺ. Neither extreme is acceptable. Right? You look at the Sahaba, they were the most who used to send Salat al-Nabi, and they were the best in following him, and they were the ones who were ready to give their lives for him. This is true love. So don't let anyone claim that they love Prophet Muhammad ﷺ more than the Sahaba radiallahu anhum ajma'in, and those who follow them. Even the prophets, my brothers and sisters, have no choice but to follow Prophet Muhammad sallallahu alayhi wasallam. Had they been around during the time of Prophet Muhammad sallallahu alayhi wasallam, right? The famous hadith when Prophet Muhammad sallallahu alayhi wasallam saw Sayyidina Umar reading from the Torah, right? Sayyidina Umar was reading from the Torah. And when Prophet Muhammad ﷺ saw this, he got very angry. And he said to Sayyidina Umar, "O Umar, if Musa was around, he would not have no choice but to follow me. مَا وَسِعَهُ إِلَّا اتِّبَاعِ." So even the prophets, if they were around during the time of Prophet Muhammad ﷺ, they have no choice but to follow him. Right? And since I mentioned this hadith, let me quickly go on a small tangent, because it's important. If the Prophet ﷺ got angry because Sayyidina Umar was reading from the Torah, then what about what is called comparative religion studies today, where Muslims will read from the Torah and the Injil and both Vedas and all of the different books of the Hindus and the Buddhists and other things? How do we weigh that with this incident? How do we understand it? Right? The wisdom behind this prohibition, Wallahu A'lam, is that one is not allowed to read in these books looking for truth in them, searching for truth in them outside of the Quran. In other words, trying to find some kind of religious truth outside of the Quran. Reading it for that purpose. This is what is dangerous. This is what is not acceptable. But many scholars studied those books, of course, after having been well grounded in the religion of Islam. They studied those books and they read them with the purpose of da'wah, with the purpose of finding the corruption which the Quran tells us about. The Quran is telling us it's corrupt, and there are contradictions and there are mistakes. So they were trying to find those mistakes, and maybe for the purpose of da'wah. Some scholars did it for the sake of teaching us about those religions, again for different purposes, right? So when you hear maybe about Imam Shahrastani, who wrote Al-Milal wal-Nihal, he was not looking for truth in those books. He was trying to give us an anthology of all of And he himself said, okay, that he is going to give us the story of Milal wa Nihal al-Alam. The whole world, all religion from the time of Adam up until his time, right? So, he was doing it for that purpose. He wasn't searching for truth in it. And he spoke about so many of the different religions and the different philosophical sects. Similarly with Ibn Hazm al-Zahiri. Ibn Hazm, when he wrote Al-Fisal fil Milal wal-Ahwa'i wal-Nihal, he was telling us about the religions of the world. And they studied deeply At-Tawrah, Wal-Injil, and all of the corruption in it. Ibn Taymiyyah, Al-Ghazali, all of them. Very well versed in the Bible itself. Right? So did they not obey the Prophet ﷺ? No. They weren't searching for truth in it. Right? They were doing it for da'wah purposes, and they were doing it for finding whatever mistakes or corruption the Quran itself told us about. And this, subhanAllah, this happened to me very recently actually, where a friend of mine, you can say, went astray for several months. They became almost atheists. They were not ignorant. Actually, he's very smart, very intelligent, too smart. And he loved the Quran. And he was a practicing person. So for several months, he lost his iman. Can you believe it? Because he went too deeply into atheist books. When he said this to me, subhanAllah, I said, brother, I think, wallahu alam, you disobeyed this hadith. It seems you were reading those books as if you were searching for truth in it. And thus, you got lost. You weren't reading it to prove it is wrong. It's almost as if you are reading it with a doubt already in your heart. This is a lesson for all of us. If I know I am not strong in this field, don't jump into the water if you don't know how to swim. Okay? Number one. Number two, don't look for truth outside this Quran. There's no other religious truth other than this Quran. This is all you need. That's one of the things I told that friend of mine I told you about. I said, brother, if you take the Quran, you have taken everything good in the Injil, and you've only left out what is corrupt. You haven't, I'm not asking you to stop loving Jesus, I'm not asking you to stop loving Mary. We love Jesus and Mary, it's all in the Quran. But leave what is corrupt in the Bible, right? This is the beauty of the Quran. The truth is here. فَاسْتَمْسِكْ بِالَّذِي أُوحِيَ إِلَيْكَ. فَاسْتَمْسِكْ. Hold on and cling to it dearly. SubhanAllah. What brought him back? What brought this back from this journey into atheism? The Quran. He loves the Quran. He reads the Quran. He understands a lot of the Quran. I said, how did you go there in the first place? When you love the Quran this much and you know the Quran and Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala telling us about everything He created and the universe and the creation and nature and all of these things. How can you even think for an instant that all of it happened by chance? He went way too deep and he's smarter than... So Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala wanted to show him, be careful. Your intelligence can be a fitna to you, okay? But the Quran brought him back. This is the wisdom. Had he not had anything of the Quran, believe me, nothing will bring him back. Nothing will bring him back. But he used to read the Quran, he probably used to think about the time. It was a difficult time for him. He was depressed. He was literally depressed. What brought him back is thinking about the time that he enjoyed with the Quran, the iman that he had, how happy he was at the time. Finally, subhanAllah, he came back and he repented. But this is an example